Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome back on eSailing TV after a week's break. 30 days of streaming in a row because of the World Championship and Nations Cup and Barcelona. And now, let's go back to the community where it all starts. Let's go back and watch some of the fantastic action. Tonight we're going to watch the Ldln. We're going to watch them have some team races, and I know the players are coming in right now, so let's see how that will go. We have prepared some graphics and everything for it, and it's a quite special format we have tonight. We're going into the semi-finals. They have been doing team races, but it's a special format because first we are playing, the first round is 4 versus 4, second round is 3 versus 3, and third round is 2 versus 2. And then we go into the final afterwards, where it will be a BO5. I will explain it more when we come there. But first semi-final should be ready. So let's just inform that we are ready. So we will just hear what the race name is. And I'm pretty sure we will join in there. Should there be any question or anything, then please write there. Hello Pierre, welcome online. Fantastic to have you in here. And also Finn Wilkinson, first to write tonight on YouTube. I love it when you're all ready. But we're going to have some fun, and let's go in and see. It's going to be the Italians versus some Spanish sailors. And as we see here, they are joining in the server. And remember, it's a BO3. It's CNS. They are going to play, as I remember, it's pronounced sombrero. Sombrero, that's the Italians. And you can see it's Rock on Fire, it's Alberto Carraro, it's Luka Koslovic. So it's a quite good team we're going up to, but it's C. Paparo, it's J. Paparo, it is the Paparo brothers on the other team. And let's see who will win tonight. We're just here to have some fun, we're here to do something together with the community, we are here to, relax. And then let's relax and see what's happening. And as said, first race is 4 versus 4, and the players are getting ready. So let's jump in. Questions, anything, write in the chat. I am here, so then we'll try to explain it. And there we go. We are going into race number 1. And you can see in the top, it's the Ldln Team Match Race League Series. We are in the semi-finals. And it's a BO3, so the first team to have 2 points will win. But will it be the Italians? Will it be the Spanish? Oosh, maybe it's revenge time for the Italians because they are pretty good of this race. But it was the Spanish going all the way to the Nations Cup final when it all counted. So let's see how it goes. It is. It looks like it's the J70. No, it's the starboat. So they're doing it as starboat. That's quite interesting because then downwind we will have a huge wall of wind shadow. Upwind, it will be very slow, but again, a wind shadow 32 meters big. It can only slow down the boats. So let's get ready. And we're just getting a go from the race officers. We're just having them to start the race. So we come in. This is race number 1 in semi-final number 1, Italy versus Spain. And of course, we start with a small glitch in the game. We always enjoy that. So the game has not been having a break. It's still small glitches, but let's jump in and watch it again. And there we go. We are ready. 8 skippers from the start. It's Nico Gatti from Italy. It's Alberto Carraro. When we can find him, there he is. And then we have Luka Koslovic and Rock on Fire, the Italian champion. They are all grey and they're playing against the black and red. Luis 541, top sailing coach, Ispan 1794, then CNC, that's Paparo. Then we have J. Paparo with us. So can the Paparo brothers and their team do anything against, I have to say, it's a very good Italian team we have tonight. The start coming up, 15 seconds to the start. It is the starboat, so I'm actually expecting a lot of action downwind, another new action downwind. The upwind will be a little bit more slow, but let's see the tactics. Penalty, C. Paparo just before start, and then J. Paparo and who's following him here? Luis is going with him, and a very, very slow start for his span 1794, and that's an issue with the starboat. If you're going upwind, it will take you hours, no, seconds, 10 seconds actually to turn the boat to the side, so don't do that. Let's see here. Right now it looks like Luis and J. Paparo, they are ready to cover the Italians. Rock on Fire will follow C. Paparo, and let's see how that will go. But it's the Italians in the middle. Remember, it's 4 versus 4. You can do the math. It's all about have the lowest point score. And let's just calculate it for just to warm up. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 8 is 36. And the halfway to 36 is, drums on, 18 points. So if you get, so that is the half point, so 17 points, and then you win the race. Let's see the battles over here. Small battles coming up. Nice coverage by Luis. And remember, it's the starboat, so we'll see a whole other kind of action than we normally see with the J-boat that is normally used for this. Downwind attack. And oh, he misses it. Luis with a penalty. Nico defended that downwind attack. Great start for the Italians in this 4 versus 4. And then we can see Rock on Fire, Alberto Carrera here on the inside. And they are actually in control of C. Paparo right now. They can capture him in a burger. So J. Paparo for the rescue. And he needs to do a wind block up there, or else it looks quite black. Oh, sorry, grey. The Italians are grey and the Spanish are black. Small wind block coming up, but he misses it. Missed time it big time. C. Paparo with a penalty. So only one Spanish sailor in the lead. But remember, a downwind action. Oh, Alberto Carrera going upwind. Catch a penalty by Luis. And another penalty to Luca. That means that the Spanish fight back. And Plopler, or his span 1794, is back in this race. Downwind action. See that wind shadow. Let's go to 2D mode. This is the most interesting. See here, huge wind shadow in the starboat. Nico sneaks away. He needs to take the victory, and then the other boats can fight for it up there. A big fight in the top, but see the wind shadow. When you're caught in that wind shadow, you will be under pressure. We can see the boats coming in here. Let's remove that one over there. Luca attacking Luis. Rock on Fire under attack by C. Paparo and trying to slow down J. Paparo, but it doesn't succeed. Alberto Carrera under attack by Span 1794. And now we can see the action coming in. And they're getting closer and closer, and it's a medium downwind, so it's the next downwind action. Oi, penalty! Nice fought by Rock on Fire, going in front of C. Paparo, slowing him down. That means he's losing a little bit of momentum, but it actually looks great for both parties. Let's see here. There we have it. Upwind action coming. Still in the lead, Nico coming in. It is Luca Koslovic. I'm pretty sure it's Luka Koslovic here in third. He's under pressure by J. Paparo. C. Paparo coming in. J. Paparo penalizing Rock on Fire. Luis coming in. So actually right now the Spanish only need to have his span 1794 coming back in the race. And then they can control it. But what a control they have right now. But remember, it is the starboat. If this was the J-boat, as I will say, wow, the Spanish are in control. Let Nico sail away. But because of that huge wind shadow. Oh, downwind action over there. And this slow turning this boat has. Everything can happen in the next downwind. Who will win it? Who will lose it? Let's see. Penalty to Lees in the battle against Alberto Carrero, but Alberto going upwind. Same thing as Span 1794 doing, but he managed to save himself. See, that's so costly by Alberto Carrero over there. This is giving the advantage for the Spanish. It doesn't matter, Nico is winning. Count the points right now. 5 points, 10 points, 9 points. It's switching all the time. It's 16 points for Spain, so they have to defend their position. But see that downwind action. Luca with a penalty on Luis, a penalty on Jake Paparo, and then a fighting back on Rock on Fire. So the Spanish needs to have C. Paparo sneaks away, and then they want to win all these small internal battles here behind. It's Span 1794, he's in the lead. Luis is caught in a burger attacking, and he succeeds to take Rock on Fire on it. Alberto Carrero in trouble, but remember it's a starboat. A slowdown for 11-second downwind is not costing you the position, only you're losing around 20 meters, but the wind shadow is 32 meters, so you pretty easily come back in the race. Penalty. Jay Paparo losing the battle to Alberto Carrero, but let's count the points. Right now it's 18 points. Oh, it's coming in. Oh, we're just losing one of the points, so we can't calculate it right now. But right now it looks like a draw, but let's see. Then it's the winner taking it. C. Paparo coming in, Span coming in. Luis and Jay Paparo needs to win this battle here. It's going to be decided who is winning. Penalty might come in. Rock on Fire in trouble. They need to penalize him. Rock on Fire attacks opposite. He gets the penalty. So now it is who will win it. Oi, oi, oi. Let's have the math coming in. And 36 points in a 4 versus 4. So let's do the math. Let's do the Italians. 1, 5, 10, 18. Let's do the math of the Spanish. 5, 11, 18. And if it is the sailing rules, then it's the Spanish winning the points. I need to get the confirmation from the race officers. But if it's a tie, then it's the team with the winner who is losing the game. And we'll just get the confirmation from Blackbeard himself. Caladracker is sitting and communicating with me. Let's just ask who wins. I'm pretty sure it is, as I remember the sailing rules, it will be the Italians. Sorry, the Spanish. But we will have it in a few seconds, and then we'll see what happens there. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. It's fantastic what's happening here. But let's get the scoreboard coming in, and if it is the Spanish getting it, then it's 1-0. And let's see the one who is not first. So 1 point for Spain in this case. So quite simple. Italy made a good fight. But see how different this is when you're doing it with the starboat. A small mistake in the upwind can cost you a lot of meters. We saw 24 meters because when you're going upwind the starboat, turning the boat, so hard. So damn hard. But downwind, you can also do huge mistakes. It's not, I have to say, it's not at your advantage to be in front of the other boats. Not if you're only 20 meters in front of it, because we also saw in Nations Cup, then within the last 1/3 of the court, you can be captured. And that's actually what is happening here. We are getting ready for next race, and race officer Yavinho has just placed in the other boats. So let's go to this mode here. And race 2 is open. It's 1-0 for Spain, for CNS, against Sombrero. I have to, somebody can spell it for me. Sombrero. I think it's an umbrella, as I remember. If I'm right, but please help me in the chat. But it's nice to be online with all of you there. It's nice to be online with the community. And remember, on eSailing TV, yeah, we're doing a lot of production for some of the big events. We're helping World Sailing, but we also hear from the community. So if you have a huge event or an event where you say, hey, could it be fun to have it streamed on eSailing TV? Then please contact us. We are not just saying, no, we're not doing it. We're looking into our calendar and how our time is, and then we'll try to fit in 1 or 2 community streams a week. And next week is going to be crazy. Wednesday, we have a huge battle coming up. All who has qualified for World Championship is meeting in a fleet race organized by a seer himself, Tristan Perron. And then Thursday, we go a step to Denmark. And then in Denmark, we will see the Danish league or the Danish tournament. They have a small tournament here where they're doing 3 races just to see who is winning. And as I remember, we might also have a race, as I remember, Friday. So we have a lot of action next week. And all of it is, of course, 2200 Central European time or 9:30 Central European time. I can see an issue. It's a restart. Not all players was in there. Oh, it's 3 versus 3, that's why. Sorry, it's not a restart. Let's go in to race number 2. And of course, eSailing TV is also part of race 2. So let's just jump back into until we can come in again. And some of you are asking, hey, why are these glitches happening? I can tell you why they're happening. It's because we're more than 1 spectator in there. Then it's happening sometimes when it's 3 or 4 spectators in the same game, then we have the issue. And that's how it is. 30 seconds to start. Let's join in. And good afternoon to you, Lucas Moore. Welcome on Twitch. Fantastic to have the community with us tonight. 3 versus 3, it's race number 2. And remember, it's a BO3. So if the Italians, if Sombrero wins this race, then they will have 1-1, and then we'll have a 2 versus 2 in the last race. But now it's a 3 versus 3. It's 1-0 for CNS. And we saw how they were really good doing downwind action in the starboat. It looked very black for them in the start. Oh, sorry, grey, because they have a really bad start last time. But into the race here, it looks like the Italians are actually controlling right now CNS, because Rock on Fire is here on the right-hand side. Alberto Carrera on the inside. He might be a little bit in trouble. Luca trying to sneak away. He didn't have the best start. But it's up here. Rock on Fire, what he does in this upwind, what might change it. Oi, first penalty to Jay Paparo. It will slow him down. He will lose 6 to 8 meters. Another pin. Oi! He just misses that one. But we have a pin. Where did we have that pin? No, it's just a penalty come up. He just missed it. So now it is, the cards are now on the Spanish side because they can cross in and penalize each other. Rock on Fire in trouble. He follows J. Paparo, and that means C. Paparo can sneak away. And the Paparo brothers, if we're talking about communication, they might be good at communicating together. They know each other quite well. And let's see here. CNS, C. Paparo up here. So, as I remember, so close for him here. There we have it, Luis going in 5th. He's controlling Luca. But we saw everything changes in the last moment. Last time it was not in the upwind. We saw a lot of mistakes in upwind, a lot of lost meters, but it was in the downwind action we saw the difference. So let's see how it is. Let's see how it will go. CNC, C. Paparo, Rock on Fire, Alberto Carrera coming first. That's giving a good position for the Italians. And if they slow down and penalize C. Paparo and go in front of him wait time, they need to do it at the second top mark, because then they might have a chance to have 2 boats sneaking away. But remember, wind shadow 32 meters. And if they haven't changed the algorithm, then sometimes we see also you can be caught on 33 meters. And it's not the number, if we go into 2D mode here, it's not the number in between the boats, because this is from bow to bow. Remember, it is from the bow of the boat behind to the backside of the other boat. If you're caught in wind shadow there, then your boat will slow down. So this measurement you cannot use for it. As I remember in Nations Cup, we had all up to 42 meters, and then the boat in front could still be caught. So Rock on Fire battling with Luis. We have another battle here behind. Luca against J. Paparo, and Alberto Carrero fighting C. Paparo. And because of this huge wind shadow, they are all caught in a wind shadow by a boat from behind. So how to navigate in that? Yeah, that's always the question. But if you manage to penalize one of your other boats, then his wind shadow is not in use. It looks like J. Paparo is losing the battle to Luca. Great downwind race by Luca. So this is splitting up the race. It's 3 versus 3, so count the points. That's 21 points. So if you only have 10 points, then you win the race. This time it cannot be a tie because it's 3 versus 3. And if we're counting it, there is 9 points for the Italian team, Sombrero. Then we have 12 points for CNS, the Spanish team. So the Spanish team needs to do something great to win this. So a first and a third will give a victory for the Italians. But let's see. Closing coming up. Lewis coming in. Great race by him. Coming back. Oh, not the best penalty to get by C. Paparo. That's giving Rock on Fire a chance to go in front of Luis. And Luis, he needs to do a double tag. There's friendly fire coming in. Oh, double penalty. C. Paparo. And he couldn't avoid that. Nice job by Rock on Fire, making C. Paparo. Nice penalty there. And when he came out of the penalty, there was only friendly fire. So Luis had to kill him for that. And now the Spanish really need to do something, because they need to double penalize Rock on Fire. And at the same time, they need to have Luca going out of the race. Can they manage to do that? Let's see. Rock on Fire needs to drop to 4th. Just to have a chance to come back in the race. And then the 2 guys down here needs to kill Luca. But right now it looks quite hard. See that huge wind shadow? Let's go up in 2D mode. See, that is the issue. Triple wind shadow on Luis. But he still has Rock on Fire in a tight grip. 0.2, 0.3. So Rock on Fire in trouble. So they need to navigate so Luca cannot capture Luis in wind shadow. And you cannot capture each other. Luca losing it behind. So now it's all about double penalize Rock on Fire. But it looks quite hard. It looks like the Italians are going to take this one. 1/3, 1/2. They're halfway down to the finish line. So let's go close to this battle and see here. See Luca winning it there behind against C. Paparo. That's a very important victory. Double wind shadow on Rock on Fire. Can they manage to capture him? They need to have 2 boats in front of him, and then C. Paparo needs to win it behind. Alberto Carrero going over the finish line now. Double penalty. It's too late, I think. It might. They're at the first penalty, but he goes for the finish line. Can they speed up? Can they speed up? They are trying to penalize him again. It's... Oh, there he got 3rd place to Rock on Fire. So it is going to be 1-1 this race coming into now. There we have it, 1-1, Italy versus Spain. And we actually don't need to do the calculations. We can just do it for fun here. 1 + 3 is 4, + 6 is 10. That is less than 11. So a point for the Italian team, Sombrero. 1-1. Next coming up, 2 versus 2. And interesting to see this team race format with the star boat. Normally we're seeing the J boat is much more easy to navigate. Where the star boat, it's pretty hard to avoid wind shadow, but you need to find a way to kill the others in wind shadow. And also when you capture one of the other teams in a wind shadow, then you actually have a chance to really get close to them and take their speed away. When the J-boat, yeah, you can do the same, but not as wild as in the Starboat. But let's see it. We're coming into the last race of this semi-final. Who will go all the way? And because of this crazy format, we have next race is 2 versus 2. And again, it could be a tie. It could be 5-5. There's 10 points in the race. So if the Italians are as unlucky in the first race, then they might lose it. But let's get ready. We have some high-tech race officers. They already created the race. So let's see when the players are ready. Should there be any questions or anything, and just overall everybody out there, I hope you're having fun out there. I hope everybody's well. We are having quite fun here in Denmark. I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but as we normally say, stay safe, stay home, have some fun, play some virtual regatta INSHORE, do some team races, and while we're waiting for the team races to be ready, if you want to join the team race server, this is where you can do it. So, ready for the last race is a BO3. It's 2 versus 2. The players are coming in. Who will play from each team? Luka Koslovic from the Italians. Who will join him? Will it be Rock on Fire? Will it be Alberto Carrero? Or will it be the last player? I can't remember who that was. But let's see how it goes. And who will come in from the Spanish team? It looks like it's the Paparo brothers or Rock on Fire, Luka Koslovic against the Paparo brothers. Mano a mano almost. This is going to be very interesting. High level battle coming up. And it's 1-1 and it's a BO3. So the winner of this race will win the regatta. So Javino will drop out of the race. There we go. So this is C. Paparo, J. Paparo, Luka Koslovic, Rock on Fire, the Italian champion. Oh, and there we have the glitch. 1 minute before time. So we just have to restart again. And yeah. Let's see what we can do about that one. Next time we'll just first join in when the race has started, then we might come out to it. And again, I'm getting the same question. Why is it doing that? It is doing that because more than one player is spectating in the game. And that's quite simple. There we go. 1-1 coming in here. Penalties galore. Let's see here. It's mano a mano. It's all about being on the inside. And it looks like the Paparo brothers trying to push it to the limit. But the Italians doing a great job to defend it. And now the Italians are caught in the middle. And it looks like a good start for the Spanish. But remember, a slow start in this boat can be very costly. J. Paparo sneaks away to the right-hand side. The Italians following straight away. C. Paparo on the wrong side of the whole fleet. So interesting what he will do. He's actually, right now, he's actually in the baddest position. So it's all about what J. Paparo does and what the Italian does, because he will be caught in a penalty when they're going upwind. Let's see. Upwind, side by side. It looks like both teams are quite satisfied about having these positions. And there we have the first tack, trying to capture C. Paparo. He didn't manage to do that with Rock on Fire, giving the advantage to the Spanish team now. CNS are ready to beat them up. But remember, it's only the first leg upwind. C. Paparo going opposite, following Rock on Fire. Nice coverage, and Rock on Fire needs to go out of that wind shadow. Because in the Starboat, when you're caught in the wind shadow, you loses 6-8 meters upwind if you just stay inside it. There we have it again, side by side. And it's very good made by Luca. He's getting so close to J. Paparo that he can tack and penalize Luca. So Luca is pressing him back. And he will push him far outside of the ley line. And then he will go downwind. Oh, he bears away, trying to treat Luca, and there he managed to do it. Luca with a penalty. He's going a little bit far out, but it looks like it's going to be mano-mano, because seeing the opposite side, see Paparo, Rock on Fire also battling it out. But it's the Spanish in the lead, and if Luca does something great, then he just make J. Paparo sail away. But I'm not sure J. Paparo will allow that. I think he will slow down and wait for his brother. There we go. Ready, go in front of Luca, making Luca go in the inside. He slows down, both of them slowing down. They're waiting for the whole fleet. So they don't want to sneak away. They don't want to have a mano-mano battle. The Paparo brothers knows that the Italians are pretty strong. Penalty to Rock on Fire, and there J. Paparo goes away. No, he turns around. What's happening? Interesting tactic. Penalty back on C. Paparo. So now it's all up to J. Paparo. He waits for it. They want to be behind in the downwind. Ooh. It's a hard one. Oosh, penalty to Luca. Rock on Fire getting ready to penalize, saying C. Paparo. So again we have these small internal battles. It's the same guys battling each other. Let's see. Luca and J. Paparo. Rock on Fire, C. Paparo. And remember, it can be a tie. So if you're winning and losing this race, then you actually lose it. It's 1-1. It's a best of 3. It's the first downwind action. So it's not here. We're going to see who is winning and who is losing. Rock on Fire, C. Paparo. Opposite J. Paparo battling Luka Koslovic. And it looks like Luca are in control. Luca with a penalty up there. Interesting what happened there. Sometimes we see that in the game. If they just do a small maneuvering and then in last second the boat in front of them goes in front of him. So Rock on Fire, C. Paparo. Again, same case as Luca and J. Paparo. And Rock on Fire, good pressure here. Huge turn by C. Paparo. It's not the best position to be in. Right now it looks like the Italians are a little bit in control. They want the brothers to win and lose. So what will the Spanish team, the Spanish CNS do? Rock on Fire. Luca with a penalty, losing that battle to J. Paparo. Interesting what Rock on Fire will do. He has to take care. He can get a penalty up there if he does it wrong. But Rock on Fire, known as a pirate, good pirate, because in team race, it's all about using your pirate skills. Let's see how he does it here. Rock on Fire, winning momentum. Every time he tacks in front of C. Paparo to make these small maneuvers, he's winning meters all the time. And there he goes towards the top mark. Right now he slows down because he wants to have J. Paparo in the lead. And he wants to have Luca in there, see, and now they're coming out. So J. Paparo first, and C. Paparo needs to bear away and then come in. And a wind block. Penalty to Luca. But remember, it's the starboat. Penalty to C. Paparo made by Rock on Fire. Rock on Fire hits the mark. So now one of the brothers can sneak away. But it's too dangerous. 1 against 2. Yeah, it's too dangerous. Another penalty coming in. Wind block coming up. Both of them on the inside. And now the brothers has a chance to win it. The leader, J. Paparo, can sneak away, but see that huge wind shadow. C. Paparo trying to get Luca. Oh, misses it. Goes to last. That was a really important move by Luka Koslovic, making C. Paparo losing it. J. Paparo now caught in wind shadow by 2 Italian boats. Will it be Sombrero or will it be CNS going into the final. It's the last leg. It's the BO3. The winner of this race goes into the final. Penalty to Rock on Fire now. They need to penalize Luca. Oosh, but it's very, very close. Remember, a first and a fourth, you lose the game. So it's all about time it. It's all about make sure you can defend it. And they are only halfway downwind, so everything can happen yet. That's also why we're seeing J. Paparo up there, ready to defend and help C. Paparo. C. Paparo making a lot of noise, making a lot of movement, making the Italians go to each side. So splitting them up, that might be a good tactic, but he still needs to be aware that he's not getting a penalty. And also J. Paparo, it's going to be on the finish line, this one. Let's see how this will end up. Pressing each other, J. Paparo falling. They are pushing C. Paparo back. Rock on Fire and try. Oh, Luca with a penalty. A mistake made there. And a penalty to Rock on Fire. This might be game over. Italy, the brothers, the Paparo team managed to win it. And there they go over the finish line as victors. So it is 2-1 for Team CNS, and that goes into the final. Congratulations to the Spanish team CNS for qualifying to the grand final. And that was how first race was going, and now we'll have the next semi-final coming up, and it's the Boss team against Team USA. Before jumping into it, we just need to change some graphics because we want to have them up there. And today we're just taking it nice and slow. We're just here to have some fun. So let's just change some graphics and get ready for it. But what a race, and what I have to say, what a good finish for CNS. They really did a great job. Penalizing both of them, but also a little bit lucky because Luca was a little bit unaware that he had a huge chance to get a penalty there, and then just one move and he got that penalty. We also, so it is the Boss team, interesting who that is, against Team USA. I'm pretty sure who Team USA is. That's Bradley Adam and his crew. But can they go all the way? We will see in a moment or two. While we're waiting, please like and share what we're doing on our channel. And of course, you can't see that before I'm doing this. Hey, we are at the SailGP Grand Finals. Behind me is the stage where the winner of SailGP will receive their trophies.
Listen guys, let's stop messing around. Look. World champion Velista 71 from Italy. And what a tremendous performance from Italy. They've got gold and they got bronze with...
And we are getting ready for the next race. It's a 4 versus 4 and two huge teams. Jan Cardona, Bradley Adam, Ispan 1418, Sail CS SC, Jose Lines, Eric Champagne. Congratulations to Eric by his result on Bermuda in the match race. Caladraca, Blackbeard himself, and Luis 541. He is the race officer in this race. Let's go in and see some action. And I can say to you that the Boss team, that is the Spanish, and the US team, yeah, that's Team USA. Bradley Adam, I have to say, he's doing a great job by making e-sailing grow in Italy. I know he's been having some talks with the American Federation. Let's see where that will go. As a sailing coach in Washington on the college team there, he might have a chance to develop this one. 5 seconds to the start. It looks like this close. Oh, penalty lines. He was in such a good position. False start to Blackbeard. In a starboat, that can be costly, but in a team race, it doesn't matter that much. And a penalty also, slowing down. Line still in a good position, trying to control a span 14-18. As I remember, isn't that Carlos Paz, as I remember? The technical director of the Spanish Federation. Eric Champagne coming in, penalizing Jan Cardona. He really wants to show, hey Jan, I was at the real match racing cup in Bermuda. You know what? I got a medal there. I know you are the world champion of e-sailing, but I know something about it also. Lines in control about of a span 14-18, not really in control. They are a little bit mixed, the two American boats over here. Actually, they're a little bit in trouble, but this looks great in the opposite side. Bradley Adam, Eric Champagne controlling 3 boats, and that's Calatrava, that's Jose, and that's Jan Cardona. But again, let's see what happens downwind action. That's where the action will be. That is where this race will be won and lost. It's coming in here. Let's see. Side by side. Sail SC with a battle against Ispan 14-18. Good coverage by him. Pushing Ispan 14-18 way out of the ley line. Giving huge room for his fellow Americans. And it looks pretty hard for the Spanish. But it is the starboat. It is downwind. It's there the action will be. But right now it looks like the American team can have 2 boats sneaking away. And if that's possible, and the 2 other boats can slow down the whole Spanish Armada and win back independence for the US team, then they will win it no matter what. And see, that's what they're doing right now. Really, really great race by the Americans. 2 boats sneaking away. Sail SC making a huge stop, and lines going behind. Oh, he got some penalty there just to do anything. But let's go up in wind shadow. Oh, the Americans are outside of the wind shadow. It looks pretty hard for the Spanish team. They need to cross their fingers for a disconnection. Remember, 18 points. You need to have 17 points for winning it. 18 points, it's a tie. Right now, the 2 leading boats have 3 points. So the Americans need to be aware that they're not getting 8 and 7, because then it would be a tie, and then the Spanish will win it. So it's also quite risky tactics by the Americans right now. So instead of focusing so much on winning it, they might help out the 2 friends behind. And I have to say, looking at the American team, it is the 2 weakest players they have behind at the moment. Calatrava getting a penalty. It's Sail SC and its lines. And in the front, they have Bradley Adam, Eric Champagne, the 2 best players, overall best players from the American team. They are sailing for victory and a 2nd place, but they are also losing the game if Calatrava and Jan Cardona can manage to kill lines and Sail SC and make sure they're getting 7 and 8. And they have to make sure they're getting 7 and 8. And right now, the Spanish team are getting ready to attack lines also up there. See, they're slowing down. No, they're not slowing down that much. A span up there, Jose. It is the Ldln team. Calatrava, it's amazing they're calling themselves boss team. But right now, the bosses, or Ldln, the organizer itself, are in trouble. It's because they are not in control of lines, and there's too far down to Jan and Calatrava. They need to penalize. They need to get lines in 7, and they need to keep Sail SC in 8. So right now it looks quite good for the Americans, but a small mistake against these strong Spanian sailors might be very costly. So it's also a risky tactic. Bradley Adams slowing down. Eric Champagne slowing down. They're both slowing down. They know it's quite risky, but it's also risky to slow so much down that you can lose it, because because the other boat's coming with speed and you're caught in wind shadow. Sail SC is behind. Lines in trouble. Penalty coming in. So, can they make him drop to 7? That is the question. Can they penalize him so much? Can Caladraca win the battle so big over Sail SC that he can come up to Lines? Lines with another penalty. Eric Champagne, he's a little bit, you can see, nervous up there. He's the guy slowing down. Bradley Adams slowing down in front of the finish line. But it looks great right now. Another penalty to Lines, but it's Sail SC who needs to do some great stuff like he's doing now. He's slowing down Caladraca. 5.7, 6.5, yeah. And there Lines can, oh! What are Lines doing? Lines might lose this race. Bradley Adams slowing down up there. No, Bradley Adams didn't get second. Jose goes in and takes second. So, this position with Lines in 6 and Sail in 8 will get a tie. But if they can slow down Lines, no, Bradley Adams, what did you do there? You just lost the race. And now, ladies and gentlemen, now it's all up. Oh, here it comes. Oosh, photo finish. Let's see. Let's do the math. We have 4 points for the Americans in the lead. 18 points. It is a tie. It's 1 point for the Spanish winning over it. And I have to say, it was not Bradley Adams. It was Eric Champagne who lost that battle to Jose up there. And that 1 point costed them the race. So great stuff. Great race by Ldln in this race. So 1 point coming up. So 1-0 against the American team. Remember, guys and girls and skippers around the world, it's not always about winning when you're doing team race. It's all about make sure that your team win on points. So 1-0 for the Spaniard, for Ldln. And let's see what they will go in and do. Let's see how they can come back, the American team, because it's a pretty strong team, but it's also quite a strong team on Ldln. And they're fighting to go into the grand final of this match racing league they have been playing, as I remember, started Thursday during the campaign. And it's quite, I have to say, it's also quite good to see this in a starboat. It's giving a whole other kind of dimension when they're going downwind. Upwind, yeah, it can do something. If you manage to get one of your opponents into going upwind and losing momentum, because we can count it 5 to 8 seconds before the boat even moves and gets speeds into it. And that can be very, very, very costly. We're getting ready for the next race. It's a 3 versus 3. Let's see how that will go. And the 3 versus 3 is, of course, let's see who's joining in. There we go. It's Caladraca, it's Jon Cardona, and it's a span 14-18 from the Spanish team. Then it's Eric Champagne, and I can say to you, it might be Bradley Adams. And then Sail SC coming in. I think the last one is Bradley Adams. So let's go. Let's have some action, and come into it. 3 versus 3. It's BO3. It's the second race. It's 1-0 for the Spanish Ldln. So can the Americans coming back? And also, thank you, Thomas. It's a new shirt you have on. Yes, it is. And I have to say, there's only one thing wrong with it. If you really watch it here and you really watch it carefully, then the same colors are the same colors as my backdrop. So there's a hole in my shoulder, like I'm getting shot. So thank you, Thomas Lübeck. And then we also have Robert Heusmann with us. Welcome, Robert. And a lot of talk about you guys in the chat. Welcome to this fantastic race. It is the semi-finals. It's semi-final number 2. Until now, we have the Spanish CNS in the final. And right now, it's a match point for Ldln in this race against Team USA. And I had to say, Team USA made a huge mistake in the last race. As I said, they slowed down, and this slowing down was quite costly again. And there we go here. Start coming up 1 second. Ooh, a very slow start for Caladraca again. It might be tactics being so slow. I'm not sure, Blackbeard. But if we're taking the story about Blackbeard, then we know he's feared by the most, getting ready to attack. Penalty to Yawn made by Eric Champagne. And Eric Champagne covering his span 14-18. So a very good start for the Americans. And again, we need to do math. There's 21 points in this race. And these 21 points can only... you need to have 10 points to win it, so it cannot be a tie. Another penalty made by Eric Champagne, this time on his span 14-18. And let's see what happens in 11 seconds. Let's see how much he's winning. Oh, 5 meters upwind. So it's not, you're not winning much with the penalties upwind in the starboat. But again, can you penalize a boat while he's maneuvering, while he's tacking upwind? So he's going upwind and losing both momentum because of a penalty and losing momentum because he's going upwind, then you're doing something great. But right now, I can say to you, it looks great by the Americans. Sail SC and Bradley Adam, they are in control of Jan Cardona. And here we can see the first attack coming in. Jan going behind. Boy, great race by the world champ himself. The next one coming in, it's 2 versus 1. Can the world champ take on them? Oh, it's too early, Bradley. Oh, missiles on, guided missile. Jan Cardona with a penalty made by Bradley Adam. So, this, the American boats are in the lead, controlling the Spanish, but I'm not... Oish! Oh, Sail SC, unexperienced penalty made there. Great race by span 14-18. But now Bradley Adam coming in. He's doing... Oh, he managed to scare him a little bit. And another penalty to Sail SC. But it doesn't matter anything if his teammates can make sure they are in first and second. Downwind going. Let's see what happens. Right now, they are making Eric Champagne sneak away. Bradley Adams slowing down. And they want to have this gap for Eric because a first and a third, and you're winning this race. And no matter what happens with the last boat. But again, a dairy tactic by the Americans. We saw in the last race how they again also, they had 2 boats sneaking away in the lead. And then they tried to win the battle with the boats behind, but they needed to, just in front of the finish line, slow down the 2 leading boats and making Jose come in front of Eric Champagne. And then it was a tie. Bradley Adam was winning, and then the Spanish got the point. But here, great battle coming in. It's a really good battle here. Sail SC, he needs to win this one. Bradley Adam, he needs not to lose too much. But it's a first and a third still up there. So right now, oosh, good penalty made by Bradley Adam on Jan Cardona. He was awake. So right now, it is the Americans in the lead in the second upwind leg. But it is, oh, penalty there. It's span 14-18 sailing into Sail SC. And that was, I have to say, an unforced penalty. We know the game. We know what not to do. And he just did it. So, the battle here is, can Jan Cardona and Caladraca control Bradley Adam? Right now, they are letting Eric Champagne sneak away again. They let 1 boat sneak away, so it's 3 versus 2. And here, right now, it's 2 versus 1. And right now, it looks quite good because Caladraca and Jan Cardona is capturing him in a well-timed burger. And he needs to tag away when he has a chance, or else he will be penalized in a few seconds. And they will penalize him when he's tacking. See that? Oh, so well-timed, penalized, but see, Jan Cardona made 1 mistake. He went upwind, and there we see how much he's losing. He will just sneak in front of Bradley Adam, actually side by side, because this upwind move, it's very, very costly. So another battle here needs to be won or lost. Sail SC is pushing out Ispan 14-18, and he needs to not go too far away with him, because that can also be costly. Bradley Adam pushed down now in 4th, but it's still the Americans winning because Sil SC is winning the battle behind. So Bradley Adam needs to focus on the battle with Jon Cardona, and Sil SC needs not to lose it. So Eric Champagne, he might sail over the finish line. Caladraca might following him, and then it's all about up to the world champion against the sailing instructor of Washington College, Bradley Adam, and Sil SC against Ispan 14-18. Carlos Paz, as I remember. Isn't this Carlos Paz? Let's just see. I can't remember. I think it's Carlos Paz actually. There's 14-18. The technical director from the Spanish Federation. Let's see here. Right now, the points are going still for USA. They are 3rd and they are 1st. But it looks like Jon Cardona will penalize Brad. Oi! A victory behind here. Sil SC turning around this battle. So, Ispan 14-18 needs to come back, but a penalty towards Bradley Adam up there by Jon Cardona. So, the mathematics coming in. Who will win this one? And now they are not part of the race anymore. Jon Cardona going over the finish line as 3rd, Bradley as 4th. This means Sil SC needs to win it. Oh, it gets a penalty. Ldln is winning this race. So, and we just need to have the confirmation and the mathematics. So 11 points for the Americans, and that's 2-0 for Ldln, also today known as the boss team against Team USA. Well timed, well played. We love when these actions are coming in. Wow. Again, I have to say that was well timed, and again we are seeing how close and high level you guys in the community are playing, because it's on the finish line. Once again, on the finish line, we're seeing this fantastic overtaking, and that's great news. Another great news is every time I'm online at the moment, I see more than 1,000 skippers online. Let's keep the pace. And I also have one news for you guys out there. Today I was spying on a Chinese group playing, a whole group only of Chinese players, and that might be great news because Virtua Regatta has not been accepted on the Chinese gaming channel as an app. They have been blocked over there. But we got a new president in World Sailing. He's a Chinese. So maybe that is why we're seeing Chinese in the game. But watch out, if the Chinese are getting allowed to play it. I know sailing is not big in China, but gaming is pretty huge in China. And if they get an interest of gaming, then everything might change for us. Because then we will not be, in other esports, we'll be overrun by Russians, but then we might be overrun by Chinese in this case. Let's go in and just change the scoreboard. I will do that in another menu here while we're talking. If there's any questions or anything, or you want to say hello to each other, then please do so in the chat. It is the boss team going to play against the CNS, and they're going to play a BO5. So it's the first team getting 3 points that's going to win. So quite simple. And we are just waiting for the organizers to say, hey, we are ready. Why are they doing a 2 versus 2? I think they're doing all 3 races just to do it, but then let's go in and watch the last race. And don't take care of what's standing up in the top. We'll just change the team back. It's not CNS, but it's Team USA. And according to mathematics, it is 2-0 for the boss team. But they are doing the last race, like we're doing in Nations Cup. And this is a 2 versus 2. It's Bradley Adam, Eric Champagne versus Yavinho and Ispan 14-18. So now we're seeing Ldln in action. But Ldln is already qualified for the grand final. And there we go. Oh, a slow start for all of them. But the Spaniards are in a good position. Oh, a false start, Bradley Adam. He needs to do a 360 around the mark, coming back, giving the advantages for the Spanish. Right now, USA is in first and fourth. And if Eric Champagne slows down and gives the chance to the Spaniards, they are in a very good position, then they will come in. No, Robert Heusman, it is... Robert Heusman, it's a BO3 in the semifinals and BO5 in the grand final. So that's why. But they're doing all races. I love when we're doing all races. That's why. And yeah, it's not Paparo, but Paparo. That's right. So and not yo, but ho. I'm trying to learn to pronounce the Spanish words. But right now, Ldln is in a very good position, and if this was the Jade boat, I had to say they might already been winning this race. But it is the Star boat, so the wind shadow downwind is quite different. It is changing everything. So let's see how that will go. And getting ready here, it is Eric Champagne on the inside, Bradley Adam behind. It's not Bradley's night tonight, and Eric. They took a chance in the first race, and they gambled. They simply gambled, and Eric Champagne lost it to Jose on the finish line. Ispan 1418 doing the first attack on Eric Champagne, and that might mean that Ldln and Ispan 1418 can sneak away, because Bradley Adam has no chance to come back. But luckily for Eric Champagne and the American team, 11-second slowdown in a starboat only loses 5 to 8 meters, and we can see that was, in this case, closer to 5 than 8 meters. The Spaniards going downwind, and this time they have to remember not to attack each other with wind shadow, so they are splitting up. That's a good decision, but see, Ldln, he's so much in the lead, not more in the lead than Eric Champagne actually can attack him. And Bradley Adam, he cannot go in and help Eric Champagne attacking Ispan 1418. He just needs to sail away from Eric, not to throw dirty air on him. And now they're getting close. A double tack. It's almost like wrestling. 2 players against 1 in the arena. But it looks like Ispan 1418 goes away. Rounding the mark. There we go. Eric Champagne and Bradley Adam getting closer to Ispan 1418. So Ldln and Ispan 1418 can make that tactic that is all about making Ldln winning it, and then have Ispan 1418 coming into to the lead. Make him sure that he's getting third or second, but they don't take that chance, because see, Ldln going in front of Eric, slowing down, so they want to be close to the American boats. Quite interesting tactics in the starboat. As we know, the downwind wind shadow might eat them up. So it's swords and shields, it's downwind, it's going to be beaten. So who will win, who will lose? And it doesn't matter anything for the Spanish team. They are already in the final. But can the Americans get a point and only lose 2-1 to them? That's all about the honor. It's all about the game. Ldln sneaking away, going to the left-hand side. And the breeze are in the middle, so they can actually do a mistake sailing into too light a breeze. Ispan 1418 under pressure by Eric Champagne. The Americans know if they're capturing Ispan 1418, make him getting fourth, and Ldln is winning, then it's a tie, and USA are winning this race. So Ldln, he doesn't sneak away. See, he's slowing down, getting ready to defend it. And that is the beauty of the starboat. Because if this was a J boat, it might already be over. So, Bradley coming in. Ispan dropping to third. Eric Champagne getting ready to attack Ldln. So, Bradley, Ispan 1418. Side by side, Bradley sails into him. unforced penalty. That's giving Eric, he cannot just win this race because Bradley Adam is currently last. So he needs to slow down his span 14-18 and make him lose it. And Vinho knows it, and he doesn't want to win and lose at the same time. So he's joining in the battle. Penalty again to Bradley. This time, the Spanish needs to penalize Eric Champagne. Then it might be game over. But Bradley Adams sailing away. He might go in and win it. Eric Champagne second. The Spanish made a huge mistake. Missing that attack on Eric Champagne. Bradley Adams first. Eric Champagne second. No, Bradley, you just have to sail for it. Oh, double penalty. Luckily for Bradley Adams. There's a double penalty. And it's going to 1 point for the American team. So they are going out of this tournament with the honor on their side. But I have to say, Bradley, he could just sail for it and then he'll still won it instead of taking that chance and attacking the others. Great stuff, great race. We love to see this type of action. And that's pretty great. And we're getting ready for the grand final. And it is CNS against Ldln. So it's going to be a pure Spanish final coming up. It's a BO5. And again, we'll just go in and change graphics before we're going online. And right now we have all the time here because we're just having fun in the community tonight. So let's bring in the studio. Let's change some graphics before we are getting live. And of course we are starting with the point 0-0 because nobody has a point bringing into the final. And we'll just have a confirmation from the race officers just to have it. So we are pretty sure we are not changing something we shouldn't change. Any questions or anything? I have to say to all of you, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be online after a small break. I just have 1 week of break, 1.5 week of break. But we've been doing a lot of things behind the scene. We've been doing master classes together with Alec Wilkinson. We have been doing these 3 minutes videos for world sailing. It's pretty hard to take 1 hour and 45 minutes, taking them down to 3 minutes. Yeah, you can just grab some things, but if you want to tell a story, you really need to see the whole show again and clip each of the things out. And then we'll also soon come up with the long version of who won the World Championship, so we can see where it was where it was won and where it was lost. But I have to say, great format, great competitions by World Sailing in this case. They actually started listening to the community. Hats off for that, because listening to the community made 2 great tournaments. And I can say to you, it's not a secret. Oh, it is, but don't worry, you're the community, and I'm in the middle of everything. Nations Cup have 13 nations this year, and it looks like right now that we might already grow to 24 nations in the next season. And that's all because of you, and all because of the format we just had. So that is very, very, very good. So congratulations to all of you out there. Congratulations to eSailing. Congratulations to Virtual Regatta INSHORE, because this will grow the game. And we are getting ready for the grand final. And it's Ldln against CNS. And they're starting the race now. And I can see there's a lot of spectators in there. There's an American spectator. There's a Spanish spectator. And then we'll not go into the race before I see if I'm getting kicked off or joining the race. I might do that in a minute. No? Cool. Then let's go in game. It's race number 1 in the grand final. And I will just get confirmed of the format. It will be 4 versus 4, 3 versus 3 as I remember, 2 versus 2, and then I'm pretty much a huge question what will happen in the 2 last races. It's a BO5, so let's see how it goes. It is Team Black against Team Yellow. It's CNS, Club Nautical Sevilla, against Ldln. So who will win it? Who will lose it? And I can say to you, a lot of people out there are cheering on Ldln, but don't write Club Nautical Sevilla out of it. I was covering their club championship actually. It was Rausenlark writing me and saying, "Hey Thomas, can you help us doing something great with a club championship for Club Nautical Sevilla?" So the format is let's just see the start. It's a good start for actually Jose over there. He can control the 4 blacks here, and then Ispan 1794 Poplar going out here. It's a slow start to Ispan 1418. We just got confirmed the format. Race 1, 4 versus 4. Race 2, 3 versus 3. Race 3, 2 versus 2. Race 4, 2 versus 2. And if we are going in to the last race in the BO5, it will be a match race, 1 versus 1. And as I remember, I was told earlier today by Caladraca Blackbeard himself that one player is not allowed to be in all races. This means if they're using Jan Cardona now and using him in the next 3 races, then he cannot be in the 2 last races, as remember. So that's how it's going. Remember, thank you, Raul, writing on, that's Caladraca writing on YouTube, how the format is. Now, back to the race. Jose getting ready to cross in, but it's too late. See Paparo, Luis, and Jay Paparo are actually a little bit in control here from the start, but let's see how it goes in. Because it is the starboat, we have been seeing that the downwind action changes everything. It's only if you're penalizing a boat up here in the top while he's tacking and he's going into panic and going upwind, then he will lose momentum for 5 to 8 seconds. Closer friendly fire, 2 black boats, 2 CNC boats coming in, and oh, whoa! Penalty to Jay Paparo, made by the world champ himself, Jan Cardona. And I'm not sure if he's sitting on a training camp right now in the Canarians, getting ready for the Olympics. But let's see how it is. Javino sneaking away. He's not sitting in the same couch anymore. As I remember, he wrote me and say, "Hey, I'm not sitting in the usual couch if you're getting online with me. I got a new one." So Jan defending his position against CN, against Luis. Jay Paparo coming in here, and they want to pay. Oh, good defense by Jan. He can almost take the fleet by himself. He is flying on the water, flying in the sky at the moment. But I also have to say, what a performance. But I have to say, it was the middle race, and it was only because this guy was so unlucky in that middle race. He just needed to get 6, but he got 7. And Jan Cardona winning one of the small battles in one of the races, and that was one of the later races. He won on the finish line, 1 point against the Vuk, or else it has been C. Paparo. But that's how it is with games, that's how it is with tournaments. It's a mix of luck, it's a mix of skill, and it's also a mix of destiny sometime here. Ispan 1794 with a penalty made by Ispan 1418, Jose behind. And remember, 18 points, it's a tie, so you need to have 17 points to win it. But 18 points is a tie. And right now, we have 15 points for Team Yellow. So it looks quite good for Ldln. But again, a victory and a first, and a 7 and an 8. Do the math, then it's 18-18, and Ldln will lose it. So, right now we can see CNS, Club Nautical Sevilla. They are slowing down. They want to have the battle with Jose and Ispan 1418. But Ldln is a quite strong team. It's not fun names we have here. It's Ispan 1418. It's Jose. They actually know how to race it. And they also know how to commentate e-sailing in Spanish. I don't understand what they're saying, but we are helping them doing it. And we have another Spanish session the 5th of December, where we have Liga de España. Whoa, unforced penalty, Ispan 1418. He must be angry on himself. Jose losing it, and that's what we're talking about. If the 2 yellow boats, Jose and Ispan 1418, get second last and last, and Javinho and Jon Cardona is winning it up there. Then it's a tie, and then Ldln is losing race number 1. Let's see. Jon Cardona, he's a little bit under pressure by Jay Paparo up there, but I think he's in control. Javinho, he needs to cross the finish line. So, it's all about Jose. It's all about the span 14-18. This is where the battle is. No, Javinho, is he slowing down up there? Let's just have a small view. He is. No. Don't do the Americans. Don't do what the Americans did. They actually made the other ones get first and second. Oh, penalty to Jay Paparo. So first and second for Ldln. So, Jose. I think it's too late. It's great job by Carlos down there. It's great job by Span 14-18. Slowing down Luis 1948. Penalty there. So first point go to Ldln. They just need to cross the finish line with Jose up there, and then the point are theirs. And there we go. 1-0 for Ldln. That was how the cookie crumbled in the first race. It's a BO3, so we have a lot of action coming in. And again here in the 4 versus 4, we are seeing how the last positions are so damn important. We can see when it's 4 versus 4, yeah, it's okay you're winning first and second, but if you're getting second, last, and last, then it's all over. Then you lose the race because of a tie. Now we're going into a 3 versus 3. Interesting what will happen there. The boats are already getting ready. It's going. So we are having some fun here tonight, and it's going fast. So Ldln has joined in. So we are missing Club Nautical Sevilla, and when they're in there, the race will be started. So guys and girls out there, all of you in the community, will it be a victory for Ldln tonight, or will it be a victory for Club Nautical Sevilla? Will they come back? We have seen Club Nautical Sevilla in a lot of team races, and I have to say, they are a sailing club working together, fighting together, practicing together. Not a country, not a community, but a sailing club. And that's actually amazing to see and watch. And I can say in 3 versus 3, it's Calatrava, it's Jon Cardona, it's Javinho they're going to meet. But who are going to meet them? Is it going to be the Paparo brothers and one of the others? Or will one of the Paparo brothers have a break because they want to use him later on? Oh, Jay Paparo, Luis, and who is the last one coming in? Will it be C Paparo? Yeah, it is C Paparo. So remember, they cannot use the same player in all races. So they need to take a chance, and Ldln hope to win this race 3-0. It's a 3 versus 3. It is the grand final. It's race number 2. And we just have the small server glitch. So let's just jump in and out. That's why we're waiting for everything. So, dear community, dear chat, dear everybody, will Club Nautical Sevilla come back in this race and win it? We will see in a few seconds. And there we go, Club Nautical Sevilla getting ready for the race. And it is, right now it's side by side. It's 3 versus 3, it's 21 points, so 10 points and you win it. First and third, then you're sure of winning the race. And it's a BO3, so it's not over yet if Ldln is winning it. But let's see, Club Nautical Sevilla has been doing a lot of great action lately. 10 seconds. Interesting what they're doing here. Let's go into the mode just to watch it here. Penalty, friendly fire, and that's giving the position. Oh, penalty here, but it's a false start. It's a slow start. See Paparo. Another penalty, Jay Paparo out there. Penalty to Jon. Penalty to Javinho. A really bad start for Ldln. So let's see Club Nautical Sevilla, how they will defend this. Right now it looks quite good. See Pepero going to cover Javinho, and the two other teammates are actually clear. Calatrava cannot go in and attack him. Javinho cannot go in and attack him. So they are clear of the crossing from Ldln. So it looks like a great first upwind leg for Club Nautical Sevilla. They are in control, but it is a starboat. So let's see. It's not over yet, as Cube will say. Normally he will say, "Oh, Thomas, it's not over yet. We have the downwind action, and that's where it's going to be decided." Yeah, that's where it's going to be decided, dear Cube. So let's see how that will go here. Opposite, Calatrava getting covered by J. Pepero. Jan Cardona in the middle, getting covered by Luis. And interesting, C. Pepero, he's going all the way to the right-hand side to tag in towards the top mark. And when he crosses into that top mark, he might do friendly fire. So let's see. Luis coming in, he needs to do a double tag. All of them need to do a double tag to come up to the mark. Javinho sees that. He's caught in a huge dirty air here. So he needs to go out of it, outside of the ley line, needs to get a good angle on the boat and come back at it. But it's CNS Club Nautical Sevilla in the lead. Dirty air on Calatrava. Luis just managed to go in front of his teammate. Two other teammates side by side, caught by C. Pepero, both of them in wind shadow. J. Pepero just coming out on the other side of the ley line. And now it's interesting, they will do a wind block, or else Luis will get a penalty by them. Let's see. Luis coming in. So close. A friendly fire there. C. Pepero doing a wind block, slowing down. No, he managed not to penalize anybody. Oh, he penalized Javinho. So one penalty, making his two teammates sneak away. He needs to slow down the whole Ldln. But remember, we have seen from bow to bow, 42 meters in between the leaders. Will do the magic. And C. Pepero really offer himself. And he does it quite well, because 68, 70 meters, the two teammates are outside of reach, and now he can throw dirty air on Calatrava, Jan Cardona, and make life hard for Javinho. So it looks good for Club Nautical Sevilla. And this actually might be that maneuvering, winning the race. And now it's all about the upwind, because this guy down here, C. Pepero, just need to do make a life hard for the other boats, but he's getting a penalty, and that's not good. Then Javinho actually slowing down. Calatrava, Jan, he's sneaking away. Let's see Jan coming first. He has 40 meters to second place. I think this is game over, Ldln. But we have seen it before. We also saw it in Nations Cup when I said game over. Then suddenly the Spanish team has a disconnection. Unlucky for one of my favorite players. He was once upon a time with a pink sail and a unicorn on, but then I said his name didn't fit to that gear. His name is Bandito, and Bandito is really doing a great job in e-sailing general and also organizing things, but he was so unlucky having two disconnection in the Nations Cup. And one of them was crucial. They were actually winning the race, but then he disconnected and then they lost it. This is quite interesting because they need to get first and third. And it looks like J. Pepero is getting caught by Calatrava and Jan Cardona. So C. Pepero, he didn't do his job well, or I have to say, Javinho did the job best. He managed to slow down C. Pepero, so he couldn't slow down players like Calatrava and Jan Cardona. And now we need to see it. See, 54 meters, and he's inside the wind shadow. But can he capture him? And see Jan Cardona doing huge rounding up there. And I have to say it's too late because Jan Cardona is so far away. It's all about seeing how fast Jan is coming in against Calatrava, because he's so far away that they really need to have... was it speed boost we had once in the game? So if he's getting the speed boost, he might have a chance to capture him. Halfway downwind, J. Paparo defends himself quite well, only losing 0.2 knots. So this looks like a victory for Club Nautical Sevilla in race number 2. And as I said, I've seen them before, and they're doing quite a good 3 versus 3, this Sevillian club. And C. Paparo winning against Javinho behind. So J. Paparo really needs to drop down to 4th position before losing the race. But there it goes. It is going to be 1-1 in the overall score. So great race, great control by Club Nautical Sevilla, and they did it already in the first downwind at the top mark. So very great tactics by them. And while saying that, let's see here. Let's see Javinho, C. Paparo battling each other side by side. Who will win this small match race when they're going downwind? Next race will come up is a 2 versus 2, and that's always quite interesting. Oh, Javinho losing it. So C. Paparo takes it, and yeah, he cannot come back in it. So it's a great victory for CNS, Club Nautical Sevilla. And yeah, that's how the cookie crumbled, or that's how it went. So great race by them. So we're getting into race number 3, and now it's getting closer and closer, and we're getting closer and closer to a match race. The next 2 races in the BO5 will be a 2 versus 2, and we're going to see them. So, and they're not allowed to use the same players in both races. So we will see a switch of players in these 2 races, and if both teams win 1 each, then we'll go into a final race. There will be a match race in the start boat. Quite interesting format. It's actually quite well. They're doing a great job. So I love it. I like it. It's the star boat. Even with the star boat, I have to say, good action. Good action. So out there, any questions, any comments, anything we need to know? What are you going to do here for Christmas or in December? Most of us are in lockdown, or only allowed to be 10 persons to the Christmas party. So it's going to be different this year. Are we going to do one huge tournament Christmas Eve? See if we can get some presents, send it out in the world. It's all up to you guys. Next race coming up is 2 versus 2, and I can say to you it's span 14-18, Javinho for one of the team. Let's just go in. And it's the C. Paparo, and it's span 1794. And we are just jumping in and out again. We know that's how it works, so we don't want to comment anymore. So, who will win it? Will it be Club Nautical Sevilla or will it be Ldln? I need to ask in the chat, Ldln, what is that standing for? Is that also a sailing club? Or is it something else? I can't remember. Let's go in game. There we go, 1-1. It's race number 3. It is the grand final. We are here to find a winner tonight. We are here to see, I think, 3 more races. I think this will be in a middle race. A match race deciding what's going on. But it looks like it's still a very close battle. It's span 14-18. It's Javinho together. They are going to battle against C. Paparo and span 1794. And right now it looks like Club Nautical Sevilla is actually having a great start. Poplo is going. When I said that, C. Paparo did a false start and coming in. Yes, Thomas Franklin, we can have an e-sailing party for Christmas. That could be great. I can make sure to do a huge stream where we can see every e-sailer around the world, and then switching from party to party. That could also be great. Or we can actually have a Christmas Eve tournament while we're waiting for our wives, our kids, all our families to prepare for the Christmas Eve. But it has to be before 2 o'clock because we have some traditions in my family. So, C. Paparo in 4th. It's a span 14-18 in 1st. Javinho in 2nd. he needs to pressure and get a little bit closer to his span 1794, or else he will get a penalty in a few seconds. So let's see how that will unfold. But right now it looks very good for Ldln. They have a very good start. So, Ldln. Is that a club, or it's just a name of the community server? I'm not sure it's a club. So that's what Ldln is standing for. And here we see Jovino pushing span 1794, as I said a little bit out. So right now they're in control, and what a terrible start. Disastrous start for Peparo. I have to say he will have a hard time to come back, but it is the starboat, so everything can happen in the downwind action. It's standing for VR Inshore and Offshore Club, right? So it's not a real club, it's only an E-club. Okay, so Ldln is in an E-club, but they're racing against a real club tonight. And that's the amazing. Then it's almost what I can say, CNS, Club Nautical Sevilla, is the first club I know that's battling for themselves, except in Denmark. We have KDU, we actually have in the Danish Championship, we have club races where they're helping each other. Now, Windblock, Jovino putting one in, making a span 14-18 sneak away. Again, a dairy tactic. Remember, this race can be a tie, 5-5. So if you win and you lose, then you snooze and the point goes to the other team. So, again, a dairy tactics. In a starboat, I would be afraid to have a teammate who's way ahead and be alone with two sharks here behind, two Club Nautical Sevilla sharks getting ready to eat you. And there's lunch in a few seconds, and he will get a bite. No, Jovino is not getting bite, but he's swimming so far away, sailing so far away, that the sharks can go after their next target. And it looks like a span 1794 is going after a span 1418, or putting him in a position where he can attack Jovino, and that's actually what he did. So, Peparo, Jovino, span 1418. Right now, it's no focus on the span 1418. They need to focus on Jovino, but he's slowing down. Breaking down, leasing the sail one by one. Again there, slowing down. He needs to be close because this is in the downwind. And in the semi-finals, we saw CNS, Club Nautical Sevilla, being greatest, and really, really great action by them in the downwind. And also have the biggest skill or coolness, if we have to say something, where they actually slowed down the other team. But let's see here, and that was the Italians. Jovino avoiding a penalty, or almost getting a penalty to Peparo, but Jovino placing himself quite strategic. Carlos span 1418 slowing down, penalizing the leader, span 1794. But remember, it's all about getting second, third, or first and third, or first and second. Being first and fourth, that's game over. That's a point for the other team. Penalty back. So they're going side by side downwind. Jovino comes from the behind. No, they try to get Jovino in the front. Oh, they're sailing away from the finish line. Hey guys, we don't have all night for this. So one direction, sail against the bridge, sail downwind here. And I can say to you, it's beautiful Copenhagen, Denmark behind, and it is Øresundbroen. And in the right hand side, we have Malmö, the Swedish city. So there we have it. Pablo in the lead, Jovino here. So the battle we are going to watch is this one. Who will win, who will lose? Right now they're sailing longer and longer away. And their penalty to a span 1418, but count the seconds 11. Let's just see here, 11. 22 meters. So it's giving you nothing. It's giving you nothing. See how fast he's coming back. 1.3, 1.2 knots. So it's not about pressing them away from the finish line and penalize them as in the J boat. No, it's all about actually getting down to the 1/3 of the race course. Oh, penalty, C. Paparo, and then penalized him. Again, I think around 20 meters, 22 meters, and then 24 meters, 26, 30 meters. He's outside of the wind shadow. So here we saw an example where you can place yourself on the right-hand side and drop out of the wind shadow. And now there is an issue because his span 14-18 cannot be captured by C. Paparo without his changing the angle, sailing a longer distance, losing momentum. See, 42 meters. So Ldln in a good position right now. But this also means that the span 1794 coming to the rescue. Ldln is span 14-18. Yavinho, will they take the first point? C. Paparo is last. So something magically had to happen, and a penalty comes in there. Club Nautical Sevilla loses race number 1 in the 2 versus 2. So they're losing race number 3, giving 2 points to Ldln, also tonight known as the Boss Team. Great race, great stuff, but let's see how the next race will go. And that's how it can go. But here again we see, as we just talked about, a lot of you, because you're used to do this in the J boat, are pushing the boat away from the finish line, actually above the top marks, and then penalize and move around and speed away. You cannot do that in the starboat because of the huge wind shadow. So you need to have new tactics. And here we saw Carlos. Quite interesting to see that. He penalized C. Paparo and then he placed himself on the inside. So the wind shadow couldn't capture Carlos. So C. Paparo needs to change the angle, sail a longer distance away. And we're seeing it here in this case. Then he couldn't come in and take it. So 2-1 to Ldln. We're going into race number 4. That's a match point for Ldln. It's 2 versus 2. And remember, they're not allowed to use the same players in these 2 races. So new players coming up. Interesting who each team will start with. And we're just waiting for the players to come in. And if you're also interested in team race and it's the first time you're seeing this as an e-sailor, not as a community, because a lot of you know this, this is where you actually find a team race server. There's a Discord server, there's a homepage with it, so here you can do it. So join in the team race if you want to do. Boats ready, then we might be in the wrong one if the boats are ready, because we were in one of the servers where they're coming in. So let's just see here. There we have it, and it started. New players coming up. Let's get ready for some action. And it is Jon Cardona, Calatracker, Blackbeard, and the world champion. So it can't be harder for Club Nautical Sevilla. J. Paparo and Luis coming into that battle, but they're against the famous Blackbeard himself and the world champion Jon Cardona. So one who is ready to kill them and chop off their heads, and one who's just pretty good at the game. So that might be quite black for them. Oh, they are in the black color, but that's how it is. Yellow is Ldln. They are in the lead 2-1. It is maybe the last race of tonight. Ldln has match point, and Club Nautical Sevilla needs to do some magic, and they're starting with a penalty, and it succeeded Jon Cardona to come on the right hand side, controlling the 2 boats from Club Nautical Sevilla. So Calatracker can sneak away, but opposite the J boat, you can't just sneak away in a star boat. So it's all about what they're doing at the top mark. It's all about Jon Cardona's magic, and I can say to you, this is almost magic what J. Paparo did. It's too far away. He cannot control Jon Cardona, and he will not be able to capture Blackbeard over there. If this was a shooting game, then Blackbeard will come with a broadside and shoot a lot of bullet holes in J. Paparo. That's also why he moved away. Luis taking a chance, going to the left-hand side. Let's see the wind pressure up there. Oh, there's a little bit stronger wind pressure out here, but the wind shift is not in his favor in this side. And in a starboat, we saw that at the World Championship. Going to the wrong side and don't have the wind pressure with you. It costed 20 meters in an upwind leg. And here's Allbar himself, so let's see what it costs here. Yeah, the other boats are so close to him, so it's so little, it means this time. But here we have it. Caladraca go in front of Luis, controlling him. J. Paparo is controlled by Jon Cardona, but it's not the J boat, it's the Star boat. So the battle will go when we go downwind. And downwind we will go in a few seconds. Interesting if Ldln will make a wind block, or if I were them, I will not make the wind block at the first mark. I might do the wind block at the second mark, and then maybe have a chance to sneak away. But let's see, it's not 4 versus 4, it's 2 versus 2, so a victory and a loss is giving the point to the opposite team. Caladraca first, Jon Cardona second, Blackbeard and the world champ himself. Luis coming in round the mark, friendly fire coming up. Oi, J. Paparo needs to slow down not to hit Luis in that case. He needs to make room for him. They are following each other in teams, and now they need to split up not to wind shadow on each other. And Jon Cardona just captured Caladraca and wind shadow. And now the two Club Nautical Sevilla boats coming in. Luis with Jon, J. Paparo with Caladraca. It's a medium downwind, so they cannot do much in the first downwind leg, but it just shows us what's coming up in the next downwind leg. We're going to have a mano-mano battle, and it looks like Jon Cardona is getting ready to do a tips and tricks how to defend yourself. Let's see it here, coming in here. Yeah, great race by him, but see there, J. Paparo managed to go in front of him now. So, first and third to Ldln and J. Paparo almost coming back in the race. Luis also. So, it's opening up again. But then we saw J. Paparo going opposite side of the others and losing a little bit momentum. Only 12 meters, but that's also pretty much in an upwind leg. If this was a match race, then it was too much and you will lose it, but it is 2 versus 2, so it's not too much yet. So, last top mark rounding. Will this be the final race of tonight? Will it be Ldln winning this grand final 3-1, or will Club Nautical Sevilla do what they're best of, attack the Yellow Armada downwind? Blackbeard first, Jon Cardona second. So, they're putting the world champ to defend that position. Blackbeard, he might sneak away, and again a mark rounding where they could penalize each other, so Luis needs to bear away. And now it's interesting. Let's go to top view mode, because it's now we can see what will happen. 40 meters is not enough. The leader can sneak away outside of wind shadow. J. Paparo and also Luis capturing Jon Cardona in double wind shadow. 0.4, 0.6 already difference in speed. And they managed also to get Blackbeard a little bit in wind shadow, 0.3. So they have both of the boats in front of them in wind shadow. But Jon Cardona just needs to get third to win this regatta. Blackbeard Caladraca needs to be in the lead. And the most impressive part about Blackbeard, or the worst thing that can happen for him, is that his beautiful little daughter can jump in, take the computer away from him, and then he will lose it. But I'm not sure of that. She might be in bed now. There we have Jon coming in. Jake Paparo. This is the battle. If they can get Jan to fourth position, then Blackbeard needs to go around. The attack coming in. Jake Paparo is the first one. Jan slowing down. Luis and Jake Paparo. Jan, he's, wow, taking a chance. Huge chance. And the finish line. Jan with a penalty. This couldn't be worse. This is Club Nautical Sevilla when it's best. So, Kaladraka, what can you do? You need to penalize one, and Jan, he needs to get third. And then you need to let one of them win in. Blackbeard slowing down. Nautical Sevilla takes the point. 2-2. Again, great race on the finish line where we see the difference of tonight. This means we'll have a final fifth race. There will be a mano a mano. It will be a match race in between one player from each club. So match race coming up. 5 races, great stuff. Club Nautical Sevilla taking that point. Great race by them. And again, we can see it's not always good to be in the front, and especially not in the starboat here. We can see how hard it is to defend your position. If it was the J-boat, I have to say, then Ldln has won this, had been winning this race. But because it's the starboat, it was a hard time for them. If you're watching this out there and all the things, then please go in and like and share and follow us on all our platforms. Morning, good afternoon to all of you e-sailing fans around the world. Welcome to e-sailing TV. We are in Marseille. We are at the Sail GP Grand Finals. Behind me is the stage where the winner of Sail GP will receive their trophy. So that's a hot one. Penalty to Lilo, 14. Most of the boats are in the committee boat, sailing into each other. Massive penalties in this start.
Good start. This is superb. And look at the speed of the Spaniards.
From the start, and remember they're trying to hit that zero.
And remember, we love to support you in the community around the world. And as we said, do you have a community race where you think, hey, it could be great to have it streamed? Then please don't hesitate to contact us. We're also doing community races, and it doesn't cost anything when we're doing community races because that is the community. But if it is an official race, it's an official tournament, or it's made by the federation, then it's another kind of business. So, we have been on the Olympic channel as the first esport ever in the world, but we're also the only ones that have both feet planted solid on the ground and also continue doing the community. And we're going to see the last race of tonight. And it's going to be a great battle. It's going to be C. Paparo against Jan Cardona. We have some issues with the server. Will it be a revenge? Who will win it? Will it be the world champ, or will it be the vice world champ taking it? We will see in a few seconds when we get allowed to join in the race. We might do that now. There we have them, side by side. And actually it was not the battle in between those two that made Jan Cardona winning the world champ. It was the unlucky battle for C. Paparo against Pepito and Valentin Lisa. And then it was quite lucky for Jan Cardona and his fighter will, that fighting skill, I have to say, that he won small battles and small points against Havuk on the finish line in one race. So all the small points coming in. Starting with a penalty to Jan Cardona, and this might give a good chance for C. Paparo to sneak away. And remember, it's a match race. Both of them sailing into lighter wind, and also against the wind pressure. So quite interesting what they will do. See Pepero, he's trying to covering up Jon Cardona. And one of the ways you can win meters is to make your opponent in the lead tag as many times as possible, because every time you attack and every time he tags, you're getting closer and closer to each other. And Jon Cardona, he knows that. And that's why we're seeing them crossing in front of each other, tagging all the time. And see Pepero, he wants to throw dirty air on Jon to make sure it's not coming closer. 18 meters, it's not enough. It has to be 30 meters when they're coming to the top mark, so you can sneak away. But I have to say, it looks pretty hard for Jon Cardona. It looks like we are going to have a revenge from C. Pepero in this grand final here tonight. And it is the match race. It's tonight's last race. Will it be Club Nautical Sevilla winning this tournament, or will it be Ldln? 2-2. And it's all up to these two players, Jon Cardona and C. Pepero, who will win it. And remember, it's the star boat. And we saw in Nations Cup, time after time, that in the downwind action, in the star boat, you could win a lot of meters. And we also saw in the Nations Cup grand final, Crucilator losing with 1 pixel on the finish line towards Déjà Vu. And yes, somebody said, yeah, the graphics said it was Crucilator winning. Yeah, it did. But the graphics afterwards, the calculations, the algorithm said it was Déjà Vu. Great stuff by Jon Cardona here. He's actually making C. Pepero sailing a long way outside of the ley line. And then when he was almost falling asleep, Jon Cardona went on the inside and won 8 meters on C. Pepero. He's getting a little bit dirty out there, but he got so close to C. Pepero that he can do a great downwind action and get close to him. But still, it's only a medium downwind in this case. So it is the second downwind. That might be where we will see who is winning or losing. It's all about who is unlucky and who is not. Let's get ready to the top view. This is where we can see the action coming in. And meters 36 from bow to bow. This means C. Pepero is captured and he's already losing 2 knots of speed. This is going pretty fast. Jon Cardona coming in like a missile. Torpedo from behind. Getting ready. Penalty, C. Pepero. Jon Cardona has so much speed he can almost sneak away. 11 seconds with this speed is a long time. Let's see the meters. 26. Now it's the opposite side. Who will get with speed? Jon Cardona slowing down, and no, he's not slowing down. He's just rounding the mark. Almost side by side. But what a shift of this just mean in the next downwind action. I might be the boat coming from behind. That might be the best position if we have this kind of wind pressure. But we have seen time after time in this game, in Virtua Regatta Inshore, that the second downwind might have another wind pressure. Jon Cardona in the lead, C. Pepero in second. He has the best position when they're going downwind, because then he can really put pressure on Jon Cardona. But again, how big a wind pressure are we having downwind? Right now it looks like it's lightening up, but in one, it's lightening up a little bit, but that might be the same speed. We might have same speed, 10.9 downwind for the boat from behind, and then 8.2 for the boat in the lead. Mark rounding coming in, and this is interesting. We need to see how far they are away from each other. Oh, it's very close. So, what to do here? Should C. Pepero attack Jon Cardona in the start of the downwind action and make Jon Cardona have a chance to attack him again? Or should he wait and time it to the last one of the third? It's a little lighter wind pressure, as I said, 2 knots slower, so we might see the attack in the last part. 1 knot's in difference, 0.9, so Jon Cardona, he will be caught by C. Pepero. So now it's all about who is winning this battle. Let's see, we're coming in here. 9, so 1.6. It's too early, it's too early. It's too early. Jan Cardona will have a chance to come back in the race. Oh, I have to say, luckily for C. Paparo, he got the penalty. This means he has a second chance to attack Jan Cardona in this downwind action. They're only halfway. We're just trying to see here. So let's have the next attack here. Oh, we might have 3 attacks in total. Jan Cardona defending again. Same defense. C. Paparo might be in trouble. Jan Cardona waiting to time it. Right now it's C. Paparo in the lead. Jan Cardona coming in. The finish line is 1/3 away. So a penalty now can lose the race, and Jan Cardona is having it. So what can C. Paparo do? He needs to go as far, so close he can. And there he takes the penalty. Jan Cardona goes in with speed. Victory for Ldln and Jan Cardona. So a 3-2 victory for Ldln against Club Nautical Sevilla. Congratulations for the organizers. Congratulations for Ldln with this victory. And that was how this cookie was crumbled tonight. What a fantastic show. Thank you all of you for watching and be part of it. And don't worry, we will be back more this upcoming week. We will come back with more action. Wednesday, huge action coming in there. We will have all who has qualified for a World Championship battling each other in one regatta. So that will be the top of the top of the top battling each other in one regatta. And of course you're going to watch it here on eSailing TV. Thursday we will go to Denmark and watch the Danish League. So all of you, stay safe, stay home, have a good night and have a good start of the week. Morning, good afternoon to all of you eSailing fans around the world. Welcome to eSailing TV.
We are in Marseille, we are at the Sail GP Grand Finals. Behind me is the stage where the winner of Sail GP will receive their trophy.
So that's a hot one. Penalty to Lilo, 14. Most of the boats are in the committee boat, sailing into each other. Massive penalties in this start.
Good start. This is superb. And look at the speed of the Spaniards.
From the start, and remember they're trying to hit that 0.